The open road stretched before me, like an endless ribbon, the only company being the rhythmic hum of the engine and the occasional flicker of my headlights, cutting through the darkness. I was on a cross-country road trip, seeking adventure and a break from the monotony of everyday life. Little did I know that the highway would soon become the stage for a nightmarish journey into the heart of terror. It was well past midnight when I spotted a dilapidated roadside motel, its neon sign flickering like a dying ember. Exhausted and eager for rest, I pulled into the deserted parking lot. The air was thick with an eerie stillness, and a chill ran down my spine as I approached the creaking motel door. The reception area was dimly lit, the buzzing of a faulty fluorescent light adding to the unsettling atmosphere. A disheveled clerk emerged from the shadows, his eyes vacant and gaze distant. He handed me a rusty key without a word, and I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Despite the growing sense of unease, exhaustion propelled me towards my assigned room. The narrow hallway seemed to stretch on indefinitely, each step echoing in the desolate silence. As I reached the room, the rusty key turned reluctantly in the lock, and the door creaked open. The air inside was stale, and the flickering light bulb cast distorted shadows that danced across the faded wallpaper. I settled into the bed, trying to shake off the lingering sense of foreboding. Sleep eluded me, and I found myself staring into the darkness, the silence broken only by the distant hum of the highway. That's when I heard it, a soft whisper, barely audible, as if carried on a ghostly breeze. Curiosity mingled with dread as I followed the ethereal sound to the window. Beyond the warm curtains, the night seemed to come alive with shadows that moved with a life of their own. The whisper grew louder, forming indistinct words that sent a chill down my spine. It was as if the very walls of the motel held secrets, and the darkness itself whispered tales of forgotten horrors. Against my better judgment, I stepped into the hallway, the soft glow of the flickering light bulb casting an eerie pallor on the walls. The whisper led me deeper into the motel, where the air grew thick with an otherworldly energy. As I turned a corner, I stumbled upon a door that seemed to emanate an ominous presence. The rusty key fit into the lock, and the door swung open with a creak. The room beyond was shrouded in darkness, and a pungent odor hung in the air. I hesitated, the whisper now a haunting chorus that seemed to beckon me into the abyss. With a sense of trepidation, I entered the room. The walls were adorned with faded photographs, faces frozen in time with hollow eyes that seemed to watch my every move. A cold breeze whispered through the room, carrying with it a mournful lament that sent shivers down my spine. It was then that I noticed a collection of old suitcases, each one seemingly untouched by the passage of time. As I approached, the whispers coalesced into a chilling narrative. The motel had been the site of a series of unexplained disappearances, and the suitcases contained the belongings of those who had checked in but never checked out. The shadows in the room seemed to rive with unseen malevolence, and a realization gripped me. The motel held a dark secret, and I had unwittingly stepped into its haunted history. Fear and curiosity waged a battle within me as I delved deeper into the unsettling narrative. The whispers revealed tales of a spectral figure that roamed the halls, claiming the souls of those who dared to stay. I shuddered as I realized that the motel was a conduit between the living and the dead, a realm where the echoes of past horrors lingered. A sudden gust of wind extinguished the flickering light bulb, plunging the room into complete darkness. Panic set in as I fumbled for the door, the whispers now a cacophony that seemed to close in from all sides. The air was charged with an otherworldly energy, and the room became a claustrophobic labyrinth, where the boundaries between reality and the supernatural blurred. With each step, the darkness seemed to deepen, and the spectral whispers became an oppressive force that weighed on my very soul. I stumbled over unseen obstacles, the air thick with an indescribable sorrow. The motel had become a labyrinth of horrors, and escape felt impossible. Just when I thought I was lost to the shadows, a distant glimmer of light pierced the darkness. Following its feeble glow, I emerged into the motel hallway, gasping for breath. The oppressive energy seemed to relent, and the spectral whispers faded into a distant echo. I fled from the haunted room, the motel now a labyrinth of malevolence that sought to ensnare me. The once silent corridors echoed with the agonized cries of the forgotten souls that lingered in the shadows. It became a race against time, a desperate attempt to navigate the maze of haunted history and escape the clutches of the unseen terror. As I reached the exit, the spectral figure materialized before me, a ghastly silhouette with hollow eyes that bore into my very soul. The air became thick with an otherworldly force, and the motel seemed to protest my escape. With a surge of adrenaline, I sprinted towards the exit, the ghostly figure trailing behind. The night air was cold and crisp as I burst through the motel doors. The haunting whispers receded, and the oppressive energy lifted. I stumbled into the deserted parking lot, gasping for breath, and glanced back at the motel that seemed to vanish into the darkness. The lesson of that harrowing night was etched into my consciousness, that some places carry the weight of forgotten horrors, and venturing into the unknown can unravel a tapestry of malevolence. The road trip, once a quest for adventure, became a cautionary tale about the thin veil that separates the ordinary from the supernatural. As I continued my journey, the memories of the haunted motel lingered like a ghostly whisper. The lesson learned was one of caution and respect for the mysteries that dwell in the unseen corners of the world. The open road, though alluring, can lead to places where the echoes of past terrors still reverberate, and venturing forth requires a vigilant awareness of the unseen forces that may lurk beneath the surface of the ordinary.